So here's the current situation. Trump has made it extremely more expensive to buy from China. American businesses are now staring at two hard realities. One, their global sourcing costs are about to spike. And two, their deep dependence on China has become a political and financial risk. And that combination right there is forcing a rethink of everything from supply chains to supplier relationships. Suddenly, companies that have relied on China for decades are asking, who else can we work with? Where else can we go? This is where Africa can step in, not just as a victim of the trade war, but potentially as a strategic solution. Now, let's be honest. Africa isn't going to replace China in every industry, right? But that's not the point. The real opportunity is in targeted sectors where China already has momentum and where the U.S. is now actively searching for alternatives. Let's break those down. One, you have textiles and apparel. East African countries like Ethiopia and Kenya have been quietly building garment export industries, aided by AGOA. Even with the new 10% tariff, their labor costs are still low enough to stay competitive. Two, critical minerals. See, the U.S. needs cobalt, lithium, and copper. That's why it's striking a deal with the DRC. The key word here is needs. Africa has them in abundance, but what it lacks is processing power. Right now, most African-sourced minerals are refined in China, then exported globally. But if African nations can invest in local processing, they could cut China out of the middle and become indispensable to the West's green tech and electronic supply chains. Three, agriculture and agro-processing. See, Africa already feeds the world in many ways. Our coffee from Ethiopia, cocoa from Ghana, avocados from Kenya. What's been missing is the infrastructure to scale, the investment to modernize, and the marketing to compete globally. And this isn't just about raw exports, right? It's about building agro-processing industries that create jobs. Then you have light manufacturing and pharma. Morocco is making auto parts. Egypt and South Africa are expanding pharmaceutical production. Rwanda is pushing into electronics assembly and medtech. These aren't just isolated efforts. They're the beginnings of something deeper. African industrial ambition.